Right. It's just gone past 2 o'clock, lazy Sunday afternoon. I've been sitting here playing Minecraft for most of the day, but I kind of want to do something with my time. I love Minecraft. I would sit playing it for ages if I could, but I've got a I've got an itch to do something. So I figured, let me capitalize on that. And something I've been wanting to do for a while is build a device called a deej. And what a deej allows you to do is control the volume of various applications on your PC without having to go through the current rigmarole, which, for those of you who don't know, Windows kind of makes control of individual apps a little tricky. So what you have to do at the moment is, if you're using a full screen app, you have to minimize so you can see your taskbar. Right click on the volume settings, and only then can you adjust individual apps. And that's a bit of a mission if you're jumping between Discord and a music streaming app and a game, as I think most of us pretty much do nowadays. And it's a frustration for me. So I want to build a deej, which is a physical device which will allow me to control these things without having to minimize and go through that whole process. So it's just gone 2 o'clock. I'm going to see... Hello, cat. I'm going to see how quickly I can build a deej today. So I was just digging for parts, which, I mean, I haven't looked at the documentation yet, but just things off the top of my head that I think I might need. And I found this thing, which was a MIDI controller I was working on, which never really got that far. So I'm going to pull the rotary potentiometers off of this. I'm going to use those 8 for the deej. So we'll go with 8 channels. It's probably more than I need, but this is what I have available. Right, so I spent 20 minutes scratching for parts, and all I've learned is that I have a lot of stuff and I'm very disorganized. But thankfully I did manage to find this little Pro Micro, which has 4 analog inputs. So even though I have a set of 8 potentiometers, and I'm going to mount them all, and I'll explain why in a bit, I'm only going to use 4 streams, or have 4 control streams basically. So that'll be master, Discord, Chrome, and then whatever my active window is. And that, I think, covers pretty much all my use cases. So I'm still pretty happy with that. I found this little project case, hello reflection, which I think will be perfect because it kind of, fits these 8 quite nicely. And I don't want to rip apart this sort of matrix, I guess, of things that I've got going on here, just in case I want to switch back and eventually make that MIDI controller. And this is quite convenient, all the wiring's done, everything's soldered. Might have to do some debugging for continuity testing, of course, but I don't want to get rid or undo work I've done, especially when my goal today is just to see how quickly I can make this. Meow. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Dremel, drill some holes in this, mount everything, and I might actually be able to do this within the space of an hour. Right. So I drilled the holes. Bit of a slight issue that ended up taking a little longer was that I don't actually have the right drill bit size for my Dremel. So I ended up having to drill pilot holes with the Dremel and then finish off the holes with a proper drill, which was admittedly a little intimidating, but I think we've got some progress going. Looks pretty good, right? Are the holes aligned? No. Does it matter? Absolutely not. We're not looking to make something good. We're looking to see how quickly we can make this. So, I'm going to carry on, and I'll update you in a bit. So, it's 3:15 now, and I was really excited to, test everything and check everything out. I've just soldered headers to this matrix. I'm not even going to bother, soldering to the Arduino or anything. But that's the problem. I've lost the Arduino. Where is it? I don't know. Am I gonna find it? Maybe. Wish me luck. So it's 3:30. I can't find that Pro Micro anywhere. Why? I can't tell you why. Maybe it's because.
Reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Bye, Gold. Bye!
But that's fine. I got a Leonardo, which I will use to test it. And hopefully at some point the Pro Micro pitches up and I can compartmentalize it. But yeah, we're just trying to do it as quickly as possible. And I've probably spent more time looking for things and cleaning up things than I have actually been building this. But yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. So my biggest fears have come true. After uploading the sketch and connecting all the wiring, the output of the potentiometers is not what I expect. Although it's just changed, so maybe it's just a matter of the wiring not being correctly set. Will probably help to know which knobs are connected to which as well. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna do a double take on that. I've got my multimeter here. I at least managed to find this. So yeah, let's get debugging. Update time. Good news. Managed to get it to work. Had a solder issue, and also one of the potentiometers in the matrix doesn't seem to be working 100% of the time. So I've just switched it to a different potentiometer. I'm going to throw everything in the box now, and hopefully it's going to go right. It's been about 2 hours. Most of it has been looking for things, so there's a lesson in there somewhere, I think. But this is still really quick. I have the advantage of having the matrix pre-soldered, and obviously that, soldering can take a lot of time. But maybe it all balances out. Maybe you can build a deej in a little over 2 hours. But we're not quite out of the woods yet, so I don't want to speak yet. I'll be back. Right, so I think we're making progress. And yeah, I mean, I've assembled everything kind of as best I can. I mean, I didn't even use hot glue. I used press stick and sellotape. Get on my level, 5-minute crafts. So I'm going to chuck it in the box and we're going to see what happens. Right, so I think I've set everything up. I've got my system volume here to just show you guys the output. I launched deej.exe. I configured some stuff in the config. So let's kind of see what happens. This is what's important right here, right? So this is the master volume. This is so great. I'm just adjusting this on this little thing that I've got. That is amazing. Yes. So I think this I set to Discord. There we go. Beautiful. This is Google Chrome. This is Unbound, and this is whatever the main window is. So I'm going to turn that all the way down, and let's go to Minecraft. Turn it up a little bit. Let's go back here. Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's turn it up to max. Heck yeah! Oh, this is so great. This is so good. And that took a little under 2.5 hours. I did something with my life today. So I've tried to record this like post segment a couple of times, and finding the words and like how to say what I want to say is kind of tricky. But first I want to say thank you to like the deej project and all the people who've contributed to it, because it was a lot of fun and it was very satisfying despite how easy it was. A lot of times when I try to do a project, there's always like aspects to it that are more complicated than initially meets the eye. But this was really straightforward, and I think giving myself the kind of mentality of how quickly can I finish this rather than let me make a nice product. Really helped in pushing to get it done. Like, press stick on sellotape? I would, come on, like, gotta build a custom PCB, duh. No. um, so yeah, first and foremost, a big thank you to the deej crowd and kind of like the exposure there, because it's been fantastic. Um, I also thought it was a little bit important. A little bit important? Can something be a little bit important? I also thought it was important to talk a little bit about motivation and ambition and kind of why I did this project. Um, I struggle a lot with those things. I struggle a lot with motivation and like the eagerness to do something. I don't really invest in getting things done. I find it easy to just be apathetic and let things ebb and flow and kind of just like, this is a requirement for me to do now, so I'm going to do it when it comes to things like tidying or work. So going above and beyond just like the regular day-to-day thing is actually quite unusual for me. Um, and that's why these videos, when did I last post a video? I mean, I don't know. Like, I would love to get invested in YouTube, and maybe I have just got to put time in. Even if it is just 20 people who watch the video, you know, like, hey, mom and dad, I like generating this content. It's a medium for me to be creative and express myself in. And that I think is pretty important. That has it is a motivator in a way. Um, so also thank you to the 20 of you who have stuck around and watched this. I do think it was worth bringing up, talking about like motivation and ambition and the stuff, because even though it's a super minor project, like most weekends I struggle just to get out the house, you know, like, and I don't mean physically, we are in a pandemic, but just to do something more than wake up, sit down in front of my computer and play games. As much as I enjoy that, and as much as I think that is good, and I think computer games are great, um, I do, you know, there's a lot out there beyond just working 9 to 5 and checking boxes. And it gets really hard to drive yourself beyond checking boxes when you don't really have an investment in terms of that, like an emotional or mental investment in anything beyond just what's required for you to be an acceptable, functioning member of society. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to put those cards on the table to just say, like, if you happen to be somebody who's watching this, it's like, oh man, I wish I could, you know, do stuff. Because I often watch YouTube videos where people are creating these ridiculously insane, complicated, amazing things, and they're like delving into like the mathematics and the technical and the practical and the theoretical, and it's everywhere. And I just look at them and go, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Um, it doesn't like you don't have to hit that level. Like, look at the who am I talking to? I don't know. Um, do what you want to do, and if you don't want to do stuff, capitalize on the moments when you feel kind of pushed. So it's like it was 1:30. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm playing Minecraft. This is fun. I enjoy this, but there's an itch. Scratch your itches. Life is simple. What do they say? Fill what's empty, empty what's full, and scratch where it itches. Anyway, if you enjoyed this pajama project, let me know. If you hated it, let me know too. Tell me where I can improve. Help me out. Um, and maybe I'll see you guys in another video in like 3 years' time.